Hi guys, today we have a noisy Samsung dryer. This one I already put a blower wheel in, and it's a little different noise, but I'm gonna try it out. So yeah, we're gonna try take it apart. I'm gonna share with you how to take it apart easily. Just gonna turn it on, so what's going on. Some kind of rattle. I've done a lot of drives in the past. Usually squeaking, squealing, um, bumping noises. Usually the rollers. This one, I'm a little boggled. I'm gonna see what it is. I'm guessing it's a motor. But yeah. So to take this apart, basically you gotta take the top off. The top is a couple screws in the back. And then it slides back about a half an inch, and then it comes up. Then you will need to take off the control panel. Screws here. Actually, this one was not necessary. These you need. This one. This guy is the control board. Not this guy. But first, yeah, these clips come off here. So this is kind of sketchy. You start pulling on it, it's kind of holding tight. And sometimes if you have customer around, you're really worried not to break it while you're watching. So a little strength doesn't hurt. So these guys are basically going into these holes here, and that's what's holding it. Okay, what else we got here? So these guys will need to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. To take the front off, and then these two guys here, and then the front should come off. So common issue with these Samsung dryers is the pulleys. The pulleys get stuck, and this one's electric. And the heater, I guess, could be if it's not heating, but yeah, this time is we just trying to figure out why it's noisy. So that's how it looks without the front. Here, it's very hard to see, so we're gonna have to take the drum off. So we're gonna have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys. This one comes off the blower wheel, and this thing stays all one piece. Also, it's going to be a lot easier if we take this piece off, this mount. So I'm just going to disconnect the control board, and on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This piece comes off, and then now we can take the front off that supports the drum. Okay. Alright, so we gotta get these out. Okay. No? So, good job. One more? Suta? Here we go, the new generation. Maybe I should take a smaller gun next time. Very nice, huh? Shita? Okay.
For now.
No? Shita pusa? Well, if the 3-year-old can do it, you can do it. Maybe a little bit of the direction always helps. Okay.
What now?
Shuta? Okay. Shuta. Okay. Let's shoot that.
Okay. A dance.
Good job. Okay, all the screws are out, disconnected. Yeah, careful, these edges are very sharp.
How are you doing now?
Okay.
Tata, come and the doctor.
And then we lift this up a little. There you go. The front is off.
What are you doing now, Tata?
Taking out part the dryer.
I brought.
A boat. Okay. Yeah, the rollers are good. I think I put all new rollers, new blower wheel. The blower wheel on these Samsung is not common. Feel. Oh yeah. It is the issue. Here we go. Feel it's loose.
Tata, come sit. Tata,
Maybe just the screw is loose. We'll see. Okay, so here it is. Everything looks very good here. The wheels. Definitely it's the blower wheel. It's loose. It has some play. I put a new wheel on there because the old one was warped and it had a lot of vibration, the whole dryer, and it was okay, not perfect. These are pretty noisy dryers. I was ready to put a new motor in there. I think we're gonna need a new blower wheel again. Okay, so I'm gonna get to take this guy off here, and I got good access to the blower. This one's pretty easy. Yeah, some of the models could be a lot more complicated. Sometimes you gotta get the whole motor with the blower together just to replace the wheel or split this thing in half. Some of them very easy, just has a clip like Maytag's. This one has a screw and it looks like it's a reverse thread. So I'm gonna try to take it off, see how the blower looks itself, and then hopefully I can salvage this one. Okay, so here's the shaft. Here's the flat side. Yeah, I think I've been running with this for quite a few months, and see all the dust. That means it was wearing out. I can see it's not perfectly snug. It's not too bad, but anyway, I didn't tighten it really well when I was installing it. Hoping that this is gonna snug itself up. So since I don't have another one, actually it's not too bad. There's a little play. I'm gonna tighten this a little better this time. I know I didn't tighten it really well. It's hard to grab on the shaft. Here, there's nowhere to grab here to tighten it. So you either can hold it on the pulley or on the wheel itself when you're tightening it. and what happened, I think the pulley started unscrewing, so I just left it, and it was fine, but after several months it started loosening up. So okay, so I was lucky, I was able to just snug this thing up, and it looks like it's solid. So common blower wheel issues is when a blower wheel is spinning loose, stripped, or stuck. No, when it's stuck, the dryer will not spin. You will not be able to spin the drum by hand. If you can spin the drum by hand, your blower wheel is fine. But if it's broken or loose, then it will not dry properly because there's no airflow. That's what moves the air. And sometimes when you turn the dryer off, you hear like the noise still going for another 15 seconds. So the blower wheel like got some speed and then it's spinning loose on the shaft. Even the dryer stopped. So then you know definitely that the blower wheel is stripped. So another common thing on the Samsung is the pulley. This pulley is very common to fail. The older models didn't have a bearing on it. They would seize up. Sometimes they get squeaking, chirping, noise. Eventually they cut the belt off when they seize up. The wheels bumping and thumping. Sometimes I see hair wrapped up, they just get clogged up. I've seen it sometimes it grinds the wheel halfway because the drum is just running low on a stuck wheel. From the inside, if you see a gap really big here, you know your wheels are something definitely wrong with the wheels, and there'll be a lot of noise before you start having that. So we'll put this thing back up together, and I think it's gonna be a lot quieter now. So the hardest part is to put the belt and the drum. So I usually put the belt around the drum and I lower it. I get this thing snug here. Basically the pulley is on the spring here, so you gotta run the belt around and let the pulley put the tension on it. You need two hands and to do it, and you can't really see what you're doing. There's no good way. So I recommend look at some pictures online to see how the Samsung dryer belt is ran, and then have that picture in front of you when you're trying to do it blindly. So here you go. That's how the pulley goes around the belt. You will have to feel the belt and raise the pulley up all the way over both of them, both belts, and put it over the top one. So not easy, but I guess I've done so many of them I don't even think about it. Just do it blindly. But the first time you do it is definitely tricky. Another good rule of thumb, always remember where there's the front and the back of the drum. Sometimes they're not perfectly round, and if you put them backwards or the seal's worn a little different, it's gonna make more noise and gonna be harder. It's good to see if the belt is in the same spot where you had it previously. This one is like down the center. And also spin the drum around all the way and see if the belt will pop off. If you don't have it right, or if it's twisted, it's gonna pop off. You don't want to put it all together, run it, and then figure out that the belt comes off, and then you have to take it all apart. So always spin the drum a few times around with the belt on. These pulleys, you want them to spin pretty loosely, these rollers, if they are like gunked up. So basically it's a self-lubricating bearing. It's metal on metal, and the metal basically is creating lubrication as it spins. But if you get a lot of dust, and with heat it can get gunky, and they barely spin. So what I do, take that off, slide it off, and then I clean it with WD-40, and you get some more years out of the roller. But it's pretty cheap to get the kit for all of them. I did learn that some Samsung Amazon kits are very low quality, so I would not recommend going for the cheapest. Go for the one with the best reviews. OEM wheels are pretty expensive. Yeah, the OEM wheels, I think are like 30 bucks a piece, so it could add up if you're getting all four. Okay, so we got this piece back in, routed the cable back through. This is for the control board connections. Don't forget to plug in your light. One key element is this piece. When it's going back on, it has to slide into this groove here, and yeah, and then this guy goes back on, screws back in. Okay, it's all back together.
We done? Someday you done?
Almost done.
You're done?
Yep.
Then come down. Come down.
Let's see how it works.
Come down. Come down. Come.
Well, a little quieter, but still not what I like to be. I think I'm gonna try a different brand for quietness, because it's right in the kitchen here. So the blower is definitely not banging around, but there's some kind of vibration there. So I've heard some other dryers run a lot quieter than this one, so I'm gonna, yeah, I don't want to replace the motor. I already put a new blower wheel. It's a high speed vibration, so it's coming from the motor definitely. So I'm just gonna live with this one for now. But yeah, blower wheels are very common to make noise.